Alright, there we go. We are live, folks. Okay. So, I'm gonna close that. When we last were on, we had just completed the mission up here in N5, in this little clearing here, and I found out the hard way. I was really not prepared for that. Thankfully, the mission had a bunch of gear spread out up there, in case you, like me, went up there unprepared. And so I was able to get my hands on like a shotgun and some other things. However, to that end, we're going to spend a little bit of time leveling up and teching up here, because if nothing else, I'd like to be able to repair the shotguns I acquired and make more ammo for them, which means we're going to have to get some tier 3 stuff going here. So, as you can see, I have the ability to make the casings. I got to unlock the ammo for it and the gun itself if I want to keep using said shotgun. But I'm also looking at, you know, possibly unlocking the bolt-action rifle, because it does really good damage. Although the semi-automatic pistol might also be a good choice. It has a lower damage rating, but, you know, it does fire a little faster. What is this? Let's see here. Used by rifles, pistols, turrets to inflict enzyme growth. What does enzyme growth do? Temporarily enhances the target for increased durability. Oh, interesting. You can use that to buff people. Huh. Strange. Alright. This incendiary ammo could also be pretty good. Get us some stuff. Armor piercing, explosive ammo. So, these are all things we're going to have to like look at for the future here. But to that end, we're going to have to do some leveling up. Let's see here. What do I have in here? Anything in here? Got a bunch of charcoal in there. Alright. I gotta fix my inventory. I forgot every time you log into the game, you gotta fix your inventory. There we go. Alright. Cool. Now, let's see here. What time is it in game? It's like 2 a.m. So let's go ahead and see about lighting this fire really quick here. There we go. We're just going to sleep through the night real quick. There. Now we can also turn off our light. Deactivate the fire. Don't want to waste any more of our firewood or sticks. Cool. So let's work on getting some XP and stuff. We do have our new horse, New Benedict. Since old Benedict didn't survive the encounter, unfortunately. We'll get him leveled up. And I also think I want to get a buffalo. I think it'd be a good idea as a way to transport more gear, do more mining, because we're going to need more resources anyways. So I'm just going to harvest some resources around the island to clear this area out a little bit. Because what I think I'm going to do is also, to level up my character here, I think I'm going to do a lot of building and stuff. You know, things to get us a lot of XP. And just get, you know, into a better spot. I do think. Be our best plan here. There we go. Alright. Because I think long term we're probably going to want to start a garden as well so we can get better foods going. Now there was a garden up there in the desert, which is part of the reason I'm thinking about moving up there. Getting a little area set up there so that we can go. We'll just take some base supplies with us when we go. And we'll see about turning that, basically repurposing the base that already exists there from the missions into something we can use in the long term. Alright, let's try and clear all this land here. Because if we clear the land, that'll make expanding the base a bit easier. So one thing I definitely will want to do is get, like, a little farm. And we can grow, like, you know, some corn and other things. It'll be good for us to have. Meanwhile, I'm also just working on getting extra resources, because extra resources is never a bad thing. This is basically the fastest way to kind of level up, is just, you know, do your basics of survival, gather resources, you know, all that. Some of the best XP in the game, though, is making epoxy, weirdly enough. Just because you can make powdered bone so quickly. You know, if you got a huge stack of bone. There we go. Nice. Alright. Making good progress here. Try and get every little bit I can just out of the way here. I don't want to cover any resources over. Alright, our foods are starting to wear out, so let's go ahead and top off our foods. Eat that. Eat that. Let's eat one of those. There we go. Do something a little different there. Oh, inventory's full. That's alright. Because what we'll do... I'm actually just going to throw a whole bunch of these here seed items into this. Get us some more seeds. So we're going to do like, come on, put that in there. We're going to convert a lot of this fiber into seeds. Same with this lilies for now. There we go. That'll keep that busy for a bit. Meanwhile, we can take and come here to the crafting bench, this one. And we'll just throw a bunch of this on here. There we go. Beautiful. And we're also going to need a bunch of tree sap if we're going to start making concrete and upgrading this place here. So let's come over here. We're just going to throw a bunch of these sticks into here and start making tree sap. We're just going to max that out. Let's see here. It uses what? 4. So we're going to do that down by 1. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That'll get some tree sap. Which will be good. The other thing we should also do while we're in here, make some flour too. Very good. There we go. I'm going to throw all this leather over here, just get it out of the inventory. Actually, I'm going to just throw this stone into here, because we're going to need the stone in there for making concrete. Okay, it's just rain. Rain's fine. Alright. There we go. Get all that processing. And see, notice, if you watch our little XP meter up there at the top, it's just going up constantly as that finishes processing stuff. Alright, so the other things we're going to need is we're going to need some food for animals. Ideally, I want the desert food, but I don't have squash, and that's one of the major problems, because you don't get squash in the forest. You have to go to the desert to get squash, actually. So we're going to have to work on that. Let's see here. Now we're looking over here on the meat rack. It's empty. I'm going to get my pick out here. I'm going to go ahead and mine this sulfur while we're here. Just kind of keep working on mining stuff off the island here. There's that one. Go ahead and grab this oxide as well. Refill our oxide reserves a little bit. Again, anything we can do to kind of just keep generating XP here. Alright, go ahead and grab this sulfur as well. Because if we're going to be making gunpowder, we're going to want some sulfur. Although there is a crate we can get. They'll basically give us some other options for making gunpowder out of, like, you know, fertilizer. One of the things I'm going to get to at least start the farming process is I'm going to get a shovel. Because a shovel will let me make the most basic of farming options there. Come on, hit that rock. There we go. Alright. I'm going to mine as much of this rock out of here as we can. Because I think the other thing I'm going to eventually do is I'm going to fortify this island a little bit more. Alright, I got... There's another mineable piece somewhere in here. Where was it? There, it's right there. There we go. Try and clear as much of that little rock out as we can. Alright. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to put wooden palisades around, wooden fortifications around, just to keep, like, some of the more hostile animals out of the area. Large deer there. That just became lunch. There we go. Alright, let's pick that up. You let me pick it up? Nope, I'm going to have to skid it. That's fine. Alright, let's take all that. Get some more bones. We epoxy. And we'll go ahead and just throw the meat onto here. And get that going. How's this going? Yeah, it's filling up. That's filled. Nice. The other thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, like, just keep improving our base a bit, too. There we go. Let's get in here. So we're going to throw the rocks in here. There we go. Top off the oxide reserves. And we'll top off the sulfur as well. Come over here. I like to store my sulfur and oxide just kind of in here for the time being. We'll throw our bones in here and go ahead and max that out. There we go. Again, that's getting us XP each time it does that. Alright. Looking at here, we could make these wooden crop plots, but they're only good up to tier 2 storms, which, not great. The iron crop plots are better, because not only are they good up to tier 3 storms, they can also be, you know, added to a watering system. So you can, you know, automate the watering process. Now we are going to need a bunch of silicon, or silica, and tree sap if we're going to make concrete. And that's kind of a long-term project, so not an immediate thing. Alright, let's throw this in here. Get that. How's this looking? That's the other thing we should probably do is probably make some healing items. That would have made the whole thing better. It would have been less of a problem in that first mission if we'd had some healing items. There we go. Alright, there's that. Let's grab this, these, get these off the ground here. I'm going to take this spoiled food. I need to get Benedict here some more food. So let's go do that real quick. We'll head across the way here. Cut up this tree that's fallen. Go Because again, we're going to need wood anyways, so. Alright, there we go. Okay, that one's already ready to go. There we go. Alright, let's go get some food for Benedict. Got it. There we go. Alright, just gotta keep an eye out, make sure we don't attract a wolf or something to come and start chewing on us. There we go. Alright, that's food for us acquired. Some wheat here. We'll take the wheat with us, because we can use the wheat to make some food for Benedict, as well as get some more wheat seeds going. Let's see here. But my plan is to come over here and just grab him a little bit of corn, just a little something to top him off. Alright, let's grab these berries real quick, and then a little bit of corn. One of the things I like about these cornfields is you oftentimes just find a whole bunch of corn laying on the ground too. Which is super handy. I don't know if it respawns or not. But it certainly feels like it does just because of how much is in there. Go. Alright, so we got food for Benedict, so he'll be good for a bit. And I think our next major project is going to be getting a shovel to start the most basic of farming. There we go. Because a bit of basic farming would be good. Because if worse comes to worse, what I can do is I can abandon the current mission for now. Do a couple small missions to get us the supplies we need to set up a farm. Either by, you know, buying the seeds we need. Like, I could buy the squash seeds, in theory. Without having to go and find them. Which would make life a good bit easier, you know, to be fair. Alright, Benedict, let's get you a little bit of food here. We're going to just split this stack here. I'm going to throw some of that in there for you. There you go, man. See here, how's this water trough looking here? It's good and full. Alright, cool. Alright, let's come into here. That's still processing. Let's go ahead and get it making some more berry seeds. Not that I really need more berry seeds, but you know. It's alright, it's thought that counts. What about corn seeds? How are we looking at corn seeds? We got a couple. We'll throw these in there too. There we go. We'll throw that in there. Is this a mineable rock? No, that's just part of that rock. Okay. Alright. Go offload the rest of the stuff. And then we're going to go find some silica. Ideally, I'd like to find a silica deep mine. Just throw my extra wood in here. Perfect. Let's see how many wheat seeds I've got, actually. Got 11. I'll split this stack here. And throw those in there. Just get that processing. Get a few more wheat seeds, just so we can really do some farming. Throw that in there for storage. Throw the lilies in there for storage. Go ahead and max out what we can with the bone meal there. Do the same thing with our resin. Perfect. Alright. It's all looking good. Let's go do some actual mining here. How you doing, man? You doing good, Benedict? Oh, you even leveled up. Let's see what you got. Strong back. Maximum health might be good, actually. Let's do... Well, we'll do strong back for now. Then... Stamina regeneration. Yeah, let's do this one. Work our way up, just like we did with that. And then, I think we'll actually fill in that whole little tree there. Alright. But now, if I remember correctly, go back down to our map here. We found a nice cave, like, right over... I think it was down here. Right over here. So let's go over there. We're going to go hit that cave up. Get some more resources. And hopefully on the way over there, find some more silicon. Or silica, I should say. This is actually silica. It isn't just raw, unprocessed silicon. Let's see here. Deer, or a little goat. Don't care about the goat. Not hunting right this second. But our foods are running out. So we'll just top off our foods really quick. There we go. Alright, so it was over this way. Bit of southwest here. Yeah, so we need to go further south. Kind of around the lake. Keeping our eye out for silica. Because stone is easy, but silica is not as easy. Now, I do believe there is like a deep mine somewhere around here on the lake, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what the deep mine was, but we're going to keep an eye out for one. Because there's oftentimes one near this lake, if I remember. But again, it's been a while since I've played a lot of Icarus. There's a deer down there. Let's see here. What's over here? Because depending on where, like, the deep mine is or whatever, I'll just grab these oxide stones real quick, if there is one. Huh, it's a kiwi nest. Neat. Rabbit, carrots. I definitely thought there was a deep mine around here somewhere. I might be thinking of the other lake. I know one of the lakes has one in this area. But that's not what we're really out and about for right now anyways. There's some sulfur. The other thing I've been thinking about doing is grabbing a bison. Because if we can get, like, a baby bison, that'll be good for, like, these mining runs, because you can attach a large cart to them, and then they can carry just tons of resources and stuff. Now, leave. Okay, it was, like, right here. Yes, it was. So that's perfect. So we know there's a cave right here, just south of the lake. Alright. Let's get our light on here. Let's get our bow out before we start encountering worms. Sorry, my cat's having a sneezing fit or something there in the background. So I don't know if y'all can hear that. You know, I'm going to take this worm stuff with me. This time. There we go. 2 more worms down. Should be like a couple more. Burn him. Can't remember if it was this cave or not that had bees in it. Guessing not, because I'm not seeing more bees. It looks like we've gotten all the cave worms. Alright. So I had a friend that I used to play this with quite a lot. And his solution to the cave worms was he would just run at them with the pick and just mine them to death. Because he, like, had some perks that increased, like, how much mining damage he did. Like, I definitely missed... Yep. Hold on. No, I guess... I hope I got all that one. Alright. There's some sort of weather blowing in, but I didn't pay enough attention to see what it was. I mean, we're in a cave, so we'll be alright. What's the next tier from iron? Let's take a quick look here. Tech tree. Tier 3. So we're in iron and steel right now, so it would be platinum, and then tier 4 is going to be titanium, isn't it? Yep. So, we could try and get some platinum while we're in here. It's titanium. It's iron. Main problem is we don't have a way to smelt titanium right now. Or platinum. We're also going to want some gold soon, I think. How are we doing weight-wise? Yeah, we're okay for now. Let's see if there's any readily available platinum. That's copper. There's some platinum right there. So we could grab some platinum. Alright, but we're mostly interested in iron right now. Come on. Come on. Let me have the thing. Game. There we go. A little bit of a run and hop will do it. There we go. That's platinum right there. So we'll just take this because we're already up here. We're just going to take it with us. There we go. And we'll take this coal with us as well. Again, we're already up here on this rock. We might as well grab it. There we go. And also, I hope everybody's having a good day today. For those watching the stream here, just check something real quick. You know, I am watching chat, so feel free to chit-chat and stuff while we work on some of these resource gatherings. And if you have questions about the game, feel free to ask. Alright, now we're over encumbered. Alright. That was slightly more than I needed to grab. But that's okay. Switch back to our bow here. I mean, I could always drop the worm parts. I don't actually need them, so. Like, this worm visage we don't need. This worm hide we don't need. There we go. Alright, there we go. That solved our weight problem. And the storm's about to get real bad outside. Don't tell me we're getting cave lung. It looks like a windstorm too. We can turn off our light because we're technically out of the cave, but still. Yeah, this windstorm's gonna be kind of rough. You don't want to walk home in this. You can see it knocking the trees down there. I'm going to back into the cave just a little bit. I'll get us some shelter out of this wind. See, this is where it'd be nice to have the bison, because we had the bison with the cart on it, we could load all this stuff into it, and heck, we could go cut up all those trees and load all that into it too. But unfortunately, we don't, so we just have to wait. Alright. But the worst of it should pass here in just a second. Pardon me. Alright. There we go. I do know if we, like, travel down this way a little bit, we can get a bison down in this area. So, that'll be a future thing. We might go do that here in a little bit. I really don't want to have to fight that Tyrannus right now. Mostly just because I don't have the inventory space to carry all this stuff home, but he's closing in too much. There we go. We'll take the meat at least. There we go. Alright, we'll take the meat. Yeah. Actually, we can take all of that. That's not very heavy. Alright, never mind. Apparently we could fit the Tyrannus. Interestingly, I haven't really seen much silicon. Or silica. So I keep calling it silicon. Silica on this trip. So we'll have to find a source of that here soon. Because again, that's going to be good for like long-term stuff. Sorry, Wolf. But you're just a threat that I can't have lingering around. There we go. Take all that. Again, a few more bones for making stuff. Specifically epoxy. There's a little bit of silica over there. Just south of the lake here, but that's not enough. Idealistically, we want a deep mine of silica. That would be the ideal situation. I'll go ahead and check around this side of the lake, since we're working our way back to the house and to the bridge crossing anyways, just to make sure I didn't get confused on where I saw the deep mine. Trying not to fall in the water too much. Simply because some of the fish are aggressive and will attack you. Specifically, the blue ones are technically like some form of piranha. So like the red one, fine, won't bother you. But if we come to the edge here, you'll see some blue ones swimming around occasionally. Those things will come up, bite you, and they can also make you sick. And there's some silica over here. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Well, oh, here it is. Oh, we do have a silica deep mine. Oh, that's perfect. So this will be a great base to do concrete production. I knew I'd seen a deep mine around here. So that's perfect. So we got silica right there. Oh, there's my old water purifier. I was wondering where that thing got off to. I knew I had one somewhere. Which, while we're here, we'll go ahead and top off our water canister here. Yeah, let's see here. Just top it off. There we go. Alright, so now that we know there's a deep mine here, I think after we kind of prioritize getting basic farming done just so we can do a little bit of better food production for ourselves and for the animal, I think our next goal would be set up maybe a silica mine. Because ideally I kind of want to get to where we can do a lot of, production and stuff and kind of make this... Like, this isn't necessarily the best location on the map to have as your, like, central base, realistically. But it's a nice spot. It's a nice place. There we go. Go ahead and get some more meat drying on the meat rack. I just like that basic jerky. It's not great food, but it's not bad food. Gonna throw these in here because you actually use these to make. I don't have the recipe for it, but use them to make poison paste. All right. You know, I keep forgetting the things I don't have since I'm playing my lower level character here. All right. Let's see here. Go ahead and throw the copper in here. All right. Let's go over here and see what we can do. Yeah, we'll go ahead and... What's the max we can make there? 25 more steel. Yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and make 25 more steel. Make the max crushed bone as well. Alright. How's this doing on fuel? That's perfectly fine on fuel. So we'll just throw the rest of this coal in there, and then we'll throw this little bit of iron ore in there. There we go. Kind of constantly a thing here. Just throw my extra oxide in here for now. I'll throw these rocks in here. Inventory management in all these survival games. There we go. Alright, let's top off our foods here. We'll go ahead and lose that one and add this one. Oh, nope, come on. Add that one. There we go. There we go. That's all topped off. Alright, how you doing, Benedict? Hey, you got some more levels. Nice, so let's get you increased carry capacity here. Beautiful, beautiful. And why don't you just actually follow me? Come on. Come with me. We're gonna go for a walk. We're gonna go get some silica and stuff there, bud. You're not following. Good lord. He's a little slow on the uptake sometimes. Ah. That pronghorn noticed me before I got the shot off. What was that about there? Bud? Oh, we got a friend over there. Oh, there we go. There's that level up I needed. Beautiful. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this guy harvested here. And then we're going to go mine that silica that I needed. Cool. First things first, let's see what our level up. So tech tree wise, back down here to tier 2 real quick. So I want to do some basic farming. And I don't really want to use these wooden crop plots just because they're not fantastic. I do need this watering can, we'll say. And I do want this shovel. Alright. So that's plus 10%. What's this? Yeah, see, that just resists storms. So there we go. Alright, but now, let's see here. We're going to want this health recovery tonic, just to make our lives easier when it comes to combat. There we go. And then, I wanted to come over here. Yeah, see there's that poison paste I was talking about right there. I was going to want this carbon paste at some point. But I'm not going to worry about that right this second. Because what I really want right now, what's small pouches do? What do these small pouches do? I don't know what these are for. I know what the farmer's satchel's for. I know what the medical satchel's for. I'm not sure what some of the small pouches are for. It's a new item that I'm not familiar with. But let's see here. what do I want? Let's go over here to tier 3, actually. So we've got that. So let's get shotgun, because that'll let us repair our shotguns. There we go. And then talents-wise, I'm going to want... Which one is it? Not Seedmaster. Neat and tidy is nice, but no. All-nighter is nice, but no. Speed grow. Shoot the breeze. Prolific crop. Bumper crop. Fresh is best. Couch will not wilt naturally. Storms will cause wilting if the quality of the crops drops to 0. Okay. I think fresh is best. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one I want to work towards for the farming stuff. And I'm only doing this mostly because since I'm doing a solo play. Isn't there one that teaches me the recipe for gunpowder from fertilizer, I think? Focused fire. T for bulk. Here's rifle. Shotgun might also be nice as well. See, normally I go heavy bow builds myself. But because of the nature of this playthrough, I think we're going to go heavy guns this time. Alright. I could have sworn there's something in here that... It's got to be in the inventory then, or in the tech tree, that I'm missing it. Let's see here. Where's the farming stuff? I do need this biofuel composter at some point. Anyways, getting sidetracked here. Let's go ahead and eat this. Consume that. Alright, back to farming. Or back to mining. Come on, Benedict. We gotta go get this silica. There's silica right here. Beautiful. Alright. Grab this oxide as well. We gotta remember our... Where is it? I thought it was just right around here for that deep mine. Wasn't it next to that silica rock back there? I thought it was. I must have walked past it. So we got all this here. Yeah, there it is. It was right here. Okay. So we should know it's like right here. So if we look at our map, zoom in, it's right at the corner of this lake. There we go. Just so that we remember. Gonna turn on my light here just so we can see a little bit better. Sun's starting to get a little low in the sky there. Chill, Benedict, man. We're out here mining. We love mining, Benedict. We're dwarves at heart. Our whole purpose on being this planet, Benedict, is to mine exotics. There's no complaining. No complaining. This is our job, Benedict. Okay, we got some coal there, but I don't need coal. But we'll take the salt, though. There we go. Good old-fashioned salting our food to make it last longer. Alright. Let's go up this way. Yeah, looks like some more silica right there. Perfect. Look at this, Benedict. The planet has decided we deserve to have silica. And a little bit of stone, too. But that's fine, because we need stone anyways. You know, this is Benedict complaining, because he knows I'm going to make him carry all this. Something... What, you think your name is Lydia? I mean, you are sworn to carry my burdens, but I don't want to hear any complaints out of you about it. Yeah, we'll keep the meat for ourselves. Same with the salt. Go. Oh, you leveled up. See? See, look at that. You got lots of carry capacity. See? You should carry lots of stuff, Benedict. So we're going to load you down with some stone. Make Benedict earn his keep around here. What kind of animal is this sneaking up on us over here? Got a rabbit there. Alright. I mean, we're getting there. Good news is, the concrete isn't too crazy in, like, how much, you know, material you need to make the stuff, if I remember correctly. But we're not there yet anyways. Like, I still need to level up a few more times and get a few more points and actually put them into it. Main reason I'm doing that is because once you kind of upgrade your house to the concrete building materials set, it's basically indestructible. Like, you don't have to really worry about storms anymore. What I think we might also do is take some time to chop some wood. Get some more wood for the base. Mostly because we could then start working on wooden fortifications. Okay, Benedict. I know, you don't want to carry this whole boulder in your backpack. But it's okay. Boulder wants to be your friend. There we go. Alright. You got a little bit more space for a little bit more rock there, Benedict. See? You're fine. Alright, now come on. Here, will it make you happy if I give you like a little treat, Benedict? Would you like some berries? Gotta feed you the berries. There we go. Have some berries. Yeah, you like berries. There you go. And here, we'll pet you too. There you go. Good, Benedict. Come on. There we go. Gotta take care of your mount. Unlike First Benedict. Come here, Benedict. Let's see here. I'm gonna put this in your inventory. There we go. Well, that one got away. And I lost that arrow. But it's alright, it's just one arrow. Just a little bit of sticks and bones. Nothing of great value. The one thing, it was like an iron arrow or something like that. Since they don't really have iron arrows, they have flint arrows in this. It's kind of the next tier of stuff here. Where is that deer? Is that deer quite literally just sitting right there in front of my house? Come here, Benedict. Benedict? Where you at? You swam instead of following me on the... Okay. Here, come here, Benedict. Come here. I want you to stay right in this area. So here, stay here. Go. All right, stay. that there. Get that processing. Craft. There we go. If we're going to do hunting, we might as well get the most out of our kills here. Alright, there's that. We'll take that. Just keep working on offloading Benedict here. There we go. The other reason we need all this stuff for making cement is because ideally I want to make a cement furnace. There we go. Good Benedict. Stay. Let's see here. Let's throw this in here. There we go. I'm just going to throw a little bit of meat in the fire here. Alright, needs wood. Didn't leave any firewood in the fireplace. Something. Fireplace needs, fuel. Alright, let's grab all this. We're going to go cook these up here. Actually, what can we make with this? We could make some nice cooked stringy meat. And gamey meat. But do we have any, nice meals we could make? Char-grilled chicken, mushroom omelet, fried eggs, grilled freshwater fish, fish stew. Not really what I'm looking for. Got any more complex meals? Here we go. We had some mushrooms and carrots. We could make stew. That's actually pretty good. I would like the stew. The stew would be nice. I don't know how I get mushrooms, though. Soybean stir fry, roasted vegetables, seared mushrooms, crispy potatoes, fresh or fried chunky vegetables. Also wouldn't be terrible. But nothing we can really make that's too crazy here. I'm going to take the rest of this, and I'm going to turn all this raw meat into fat here. There we go. Throw that salt in there. How's this looking over here? Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. And XP-wise, we still got a little ways to go. So we can make gunpowder out of charcoal. But there's a slightly better recipe that lets you make it out of fertilizer. Not that I have any fertilizer right now. Let's grab this resin here. We'll throw that in here. There we go. So we can actually make concrete mix now. That's what I wanted. Let's see here. Tech tree. So if we come in here, what we need next, because we got concrete, so we're going to want a forge next, would be good. But then we also need this concrete furnace here, because you need that to smelt your platinum, which, you can't smelt the platinum in the primitive furnace. And it's also just a little more efficient. And it has, it can smelt like glass and stuff. So that'll be one of our next unlocks right there. Alright. Well, let's go over here. Let's make this shovel. Let's make some nails. So I can make this watering can. Because watering can is going to be important for later on. How do I not have enough iron? Oh, right. All my iron's in here. I'm sitting here going like, how do I not have enough iron? Well, the answer is, it's because it's not over there. There we go. So let's craft that. And so now we've got the shovel and the watering can. Beautiful. So now we can actually do some farming. That'll be nice. So let's do a little bit of farming here. So select left click, dig dirt mound. So we'll do that. I'm gonna get a couple dirt mounds over here. This is basic farming. This isn't like your ideal farming. Your ideal farming would use like, you know, higher quality farming plots. There we go. And what we can do, we can come over here to this, and we can fill this up. It's got rainwater. You know, we don't want to drink it. Perfectly fine for farming, though. Alright, let's see here. Plants-wise, we're going to want a couple wheat seeds here. So we'll take that. Let's get some of these soybeans. Trying to think of what else we should plant right off the bat. Let's plant a few tomatoes too, because we can make some tomato soup. All right, so we'll put that down here. We'll put this down here, and we'll put this down here. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Yep. Yep. And yep. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do some wheat. There we go. All right, so let's water. Water. These are all watered. Now we're getting a little bit of a debuff here because it's... Oh, wow. So we get a negative 60% crop yield because we're in the wrong biome for this. That's interesting. So that's a change they've made. Used to, it didn't care about biomes. But there we go. Alright. Let's feed our character again, because he's getting hungry. Just go and top everything off there. Let's put the seeds away real quick. There. Cool. Let's see here. Put that in there. Put all the extra bits and bobs over there. Nice. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sleep through the night here real quick. Oh, this is Icarus. It is a survival game set on an alien planet that humanity was attempting to terraform to get at some exotic resources that are on the planet. And they failed to factor in that those exotic resources would disrupt the terraforming process badly, to the point where the air is not really suitable for humans. You have to wear essentially a pressure suit. It's not a full environmental suit, but you have to wear a special suit that has an additional oxygen supply to it, basically. Now, some wildlife that humans introduced adapted to the planet, like this creature here. It's called a Tyrannus. It's some sort of weird combination of a horse and a pig, like a wild pig. You know. And then, of course, there's also some alien life forms on the planet that you can encounter. On the map I'm on, there's not too many of them. There's some, but not a bunch. Because this is kind of the easy map. There's 3 maps for this game, which represent different sections of the planet. Where the terraforming process either more or less succeeded. Yeah, it's kind of like Ark, but it's less reliant on the creatures you tame than Ark is. Because, you know, in Ark, what animals you tame is very, very important. And unlike in Ark, you don't have to stay on the planet. Like, you're effectively a subcontracted prospector that the company that did the terraforming hired, and they're sending you down to the planet to do different jobs and tasks, being like, you know, go scan this area, see what resources are there, here's the equipment you'll need to do that. By the way, the scanner's going to make the wildlife mad, so you're going to have to protect the scanner while the wildlife tries to eat it, you know. And then we'll pay you X amount of money for that. And then you can go back up to the station and spend your credits to get stuff. Or, what's kind of the new meta style of playing the game, which is what I'm doing, is there's what's called the open world, where now you just drop onto a map, and I'll show you the map. So this is the map for this zone, for this area. I'm down here. That's the drop pod I landed in, because I can always go back to my drop pod and leave the map and just start over, basically. And anything I've gotten, like resource-wise, as far as the exotics goes, gets saved at the station, and I can use it in between missions and in between drops to buy new gear and stuff. Things like that. Or, one of the things they added when they added the open world maps is you can come over here and you can request equipment, and basically you can order things from the space station in orbit. So, like, you can buy, improved spacesuits. They give you, more equipment slots and stuff. You can buy armors and backpacks and different gadgets to help you out. And you can see that I've unlocked some of them. And this is this character's fairly early on. I have a much later character, like, that I'm not playing on this series. It's, like, max level and everything. And then, once they've added that's new, is this biolab. This actually came out in the most recent update, which is why I'm actually doing a series on the game, called the Great Hunts Update, where basically each map now has a full campaign that you do in an open world playthrough. And you're basically dealing with some sort of new creature that they've added to the game that's kind of like a boss creature. And you do that to unlock these legendary pieces of equipment. Now, these bottom ones, you can just... If you have cash, your character can just buy them. So you can see buy legendary license, and it'll let you unlock these bottom ones. But these top three, you actually have to complete the campaigns to get. And the one I'm working on is this anti-material campaign right now, I think. No, I'm sorry. It's actually this mining armature. Because it's for dealing with the Quarite, which is what I'm dealing with in this particular map. And basically, I went and did the first mission of this campaign, which we can... If I didn't have the mission currently active, I could come in here and show you the missions. But since I've got a mission active right now, it won't let me show you the missions. That involved traveling up here, and you can see actually a death marker where I died during the mission. I actually died like 4 times during that mission. It was rough. And I had to travel up here, and there was basically a mining camp up here that had been abandoned / lost because of this creature had rampaged through and killed all the miners. And I had to go up there, kill the creature, and basically destroy its nest / spawner in the middle of this mining camp. And that's how I figured out I was very much under-geared for this particular quest. And the next quest has me going to, like, various locations up here. Like, kind of, there's, like, one up here and, like, one over here or somewhere. And then there's, like, one over here that I have to go and investigate to study the creature more, because basically the company's like, alright, now that we're dealing with this thing, study it more and let's learn more about it. And so, basically, I'm gearing up and teching up before I try that again. Because the only reason I succeeded last time is because all the miners had shotguns. Like, my character doesn't even know... I just now unlocked how to make shotguns. Like, 10 minutes ago in the stream. So... I was very underprepared. Thankfully, there was enough ammunition and stuff laying around that they kind of expected players, I guess, to go and hit that unprepared. So kind of like my next major thing I'm going to be doing is getting the stuff I need to make the shotgun. Like, there it is. So, or at least repair the shotgun. What do I need to repair this thing? Oh, I just need some steel. Okay, I can do that. I can actually repair my shotgun that I found. Here we go. Let's repair this shotgun. Repair. Yay! I have a shotgun again. Awesome. Now, at some point, I'll actually get the ability to modify the shotgun. I wasn't going to sleep through the night, but the sun's coming up, so I'm not going to bother sleeping through the night. Alright. How you doing, Benedict? You good? You good. Alright. Well, I need to get a few more levels on my character here. You know what, Benedict? Come on. We're going to go for an adventure here. Oh, you leveled up again. Let's see here. What are we going to get you here? Yeah, because I want to get down here to cargo hauling. So let's get you some reduced food usage there. Come on, bud. And leveling up is something they've also added to the animals since I last played. Alright. Yeah, we'll go around this way on this side of the lake. And theoretically, you can do things like capture the wolves and tame them now. But I've never done that. I might do that in this series, though, because, it might be nice to have some wolves help me fight. How am I doing on oxygen and water? Yeah, I'm alright on oxygen and water. Before we set out too far here. But yeah, it's a fun game. Like, I love Icarus. It's... Of the survival games that are, like, first-person like this, with these big open worlds, it's probably my favorite of the ones I've played. There's a number I enjoy. Like, I played, like, a lot of Conan over the years. It was too high. Where are you? Okay. These rabbits are always hard to hit in the bush. There we go. Just pick that up and carry it with me. Come on, Benedict. You can do it. I believe in you. Horse. By the way, that's new Benedict. I lost first Benedict in the battle against the monster at the mining outpost. Which is part of the reason getting back was such a pain for my character, and I died like 3 times on the way back. Good, you're still with me. Okay. Alright. So what I'm thinking about doing right now is I'm thinking about taming an additional animal. Specifically, I'm thinking about taming a bison if I can find one. Alright, do I have a good line on this wolf? No. There we go. Got that one, though. The other thing that's new for me in this series is normally I would do like a bow build. That's normally how I play this game. Alright, so where is it? There it is. I meant to pick it up, not skin it. Oh well. But with these larger, more dangerous monsters, I've decided to go into a gun build. There we go. Yeah. You got a bee tree. Where'd the bee tree go? There it is. Yeah, you have to, like, kill these beehives, otherwise the bees will, like, harass you and attack you. Kind of annoying. It's just not bright enough for me to really turn off my lantern just yet. Alright. Oh, gotta train us. There we go. I'm gonna have to prepare my bow soon. But yeah, no, I love this game. Sorry, little bud. But the way you tame a Tyrannus is you kill an adult and then take the baby with you. Alright. There's something over here, but what is it? That's a deer. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? So there's usually bears through here, so I have to be careful. But I'm trying to get over into this area, because normally over in this area there's some bison. I want to grab a bison. That's mostly because you can hook the bison up to a large cart to carry a lot of stuff around. So if you're doing a lot of resource gathering, which I'm kind of in a resource gathering mode right now, the bison's kind of ideal for that. What's that in there? Yeah, that's what I thought. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, it's just, well, it's a little more than rain. That wolf go. Wolf? Benedict, do you see the wolf I killed? There it is. Alright. Well, with this being a storm blowing in, we might need to find a little place to take shelter somewhere here. Ooh, what do we have over here? We've got a salt deep deposit there. That's good. So right here, we've got salt. Unlimited salt. I'm going to need to find a shelter here. Because one of the things you have to worry about in this game is weather exposure. Can be deadly. Alright. We're going to look for a cave entrance here. Come on, Benedict. Should be a cave around here somewhere. Yeah, you're still with me. Alright. Good horse. Alright. Cave. Get a little bit of light going here. Get my pickaxe out, because we might have to mine into the cave if we find one. There's silica if I needed it, but I don't need silica right this second. Yeah, we're starting to run into shelter problems. And the storm's about to get worse, too. Man, I thought there was a cave around here for sure. Map eyes. Maybe there's one up here in this crevice. Yep, here's one. Here's one. Nope, never mind. It's not one. It tricked me. It's not a cave. Yeah, this storm's starting to become a real problem. Alright. We'll do the old carve a rock into a cave. There we go. Sometimes the best you can do is just carve yourself a little cave here. Just in case a bear comes up. Alright. Thankfully the storm won't last too much longer. You can see it up there at the top right of my screen. That's the meter that tells you kind of how much longer is left in the storm. This storm got up to tier 3. It's going to be bad for my crops, actually. My crops back at base may be very unhappy. Just realized that. Because my current crop plots will only survive tier 2 storms. Well, will only protect up to tier 2 storms. Basically, that means that tier 3, the crops will start taking damage. Alright. Let's also feed my character real quick. Oh, my lamp went out. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention to that. It's a large deer, so that's probably just a baby deer. Alright. We're almost done with it, though. Alright. Good news is this will refill my rainwater reserve at the base. Alright. It's calming down enough we can get back to exploring. Come on, Benedict. Yeah, how you doing? Let's actually gonna offload some of this stuff here onto you there, bud. And here, would you like a carrot? Yeah, would you like a carrot? Here you go. Good horse. There. Alright. Oh, we didn't find the cave I wanted. Ooh, what's this one? Ooh, copper. Copper's good. Not what I'm looking for, but good. So, we've got copper here, salt here, silica there. If I can find iron, that would be great. Alright, and we got another Tyrannus here. The other reason I'm killing the Tyrannus as I encounter them is because it's XP. And I need XP right now. Okay, that's just a baby one of those here. The other thing I have to be careful of is bears. Is that a wolf or a bear? It looks like a wolf. Not too worried about a wolf. Alright. Storm is finally cleared, though. Where are we at? So we're kind of here. So let's head... Yeah, we'll head up this way and see if we can't find, like, a tusker or a bison. If we can find a tusker, that would also work. Not really ready for the Arctic, but tuskers should be relatively near the exit. Tusker is basically an Arctic bison. I had one in a previous game I played once. Okay, that's just a rabbit up there. Let's see. See, it really feels like there should be a cave down this valley. There isn't. It's just a pass-through. It does feel like a place where you should be able to find a cave. Alright. I am stuck. There. Alright, we'll go up and over this way. Can you get through there, Benedict? Come on. I have faith in you. Come on. Show me that you know how to mountain horse like in Skyrim. No? What about over this way? What if we come over this side? How about over here, Benedict? What if you come over this way? Will over here work? No. Okay. Well, here, we'll take the oxide with us. How about that, Benedict? I hope... Come on. This oxide's basically how you get oxygen in the game. There you go. Good horse. Alright, note to self, we'll avoid that area on the way back. This is apparently hard for the horse to navigate. Alright, we've got another Tyrannus down there. Where'd it go? That was loud. I wonder what that was. Alright. This grand adventure just to find a bison. Can you get through that, bud? Yes, you can get through those rocks. Got a deer. Alright, so we're almost through. We'll also hunt some wild boar while we're down here. Get some bacon. Neat little rock formation. Here we go. Part of the reason I know that there's bison over in this area is because actually one of the drop pod missions you can do from space requires you to come down into this area and do a bunch of farming. And so there's a whole bunch of bison around and stuff. What's that over here? That's a rabbit over there. That's what that is. Okay. Now, we should be getting close. Oh, so there, those things there, those are special geysers that you can get enzymes from that you can use for special types of crafting. Used to, that was a way of harvesting exotics, but they changed that to be an enzyme geyser now. It's a whole like combat thing where you basically build a special device that harvests the enzymes off the geyser, and then you have to defend it from wild animals like wolves and bears and stuff that want to tear it apart because they don't like the sounds it's making. That's the other thing. It's like the native wildlife have become like more aggressive, or the introduced wildlife have become more aggressive than their Terran counterparts. And used to, the exotics would be on places like that, and they'd be extraction missions there, but now they've changed that to where you find exotics in like caves, or you can still find them in extraction points like that, I think, as well, but not as common. Alright. Gotta be close to this lake. Okay. I'm a little off target. That's alright. I'm also keeping an eye out for caves, because caves are also where you can find exotics as well. I would like to get some more exotics, because this character is very low on exotics. Alright. And I could ride the horse. I'm just not, because I like to explore on foot in this game. If I got somewhere I'm trying to get to in a hurry, then I'll ride the horse usually. Just realized I also haven't seen much in the way of MOAs on this map. Oh, here we go. Gonna eat that real quick. Zoom. There we go. Get a nice watermelon for myself. Alright. Let's see here. Any caves over here? That looks like that's a cave. That is a cave. Well, while we're here, turn on my torch here. It's a small cave. There's a cave worm. Anybody else? Alright, we'll take the arrow back. Leave the rest of that. I don't care about the rest of that. So this is the exotics. Look at that. This is stuff they sent you here to mine. You are in here. Followed me in here, horse. Oh, you're getting yourself some water. It's not great. I wouldn't drink cave water, horse, but it's alright. I'm not going to stop you, I guess. But since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and mine all this out. Because we can use the gold for higher tier crafting. We can use the copper for making wires. And I could switch out to one of my favorite bows, which is the crossbow. Crossbow is just so good in this game. A little slow to fire, but it'll take down a lot of things in like one hit. That. How you doing, Benedict? Would you carry this stuff for me, please? There you go. Good horse. Alright, let's go this way. Oh, yeah, we'll take that pole with us. Let's see here. Anything else on this side? Let's get over here. Come on. Come on. Let me through. There we go. I wanted this. The iron, because we need lots of iron. And again, all this is also XP. Now, we don't want to be in the cave too long, because we could develop, like, basically cave lungs, so, like, pneumonia, effectively. Which is, like, a debuff that you get. I got some more gold we'll take. Come on. There we go. Got the gold. We're going to grab this iron here. Come here, Benedict. Gotta upload a bit. I have this gold and this iron. Let's level you up again. See your cargo. How you doing? You're fine on that. So let's get you. Yeah, we'll do cat-like grace because that'll get you closer to cargo hauling. There we go. Basically, I'm trying to make Benedict a cargo horse. I'm going to do the same thing with the bison once I get the bison going here. Alright, let's see here. Copper, titanium, it's copper. Kind of hope we can find a little bit of platinum in here. But I'll settle for iron. Copper, iron. No platinum in this one, huh? Just titanium and titanium. No, I'm not going to worry about that. Alright. Let's see here. Let's see if we can't find that bison and head back. The other reason it's good to explore those caves is some caves can have deep mines in them, so that you see all those nodes where I was talking about, oh, this is unlimited copper, or this is unlimited salt, or this is unlimited, you know, whatever material. You can also find those in some caves. And right now, one of my goals is to find one for iron. Alright. Yeah, we're close. So we've got a desert up that way. Something up that way. It's not well cleared on my map. Whatever it is. Some sort of desert entrance. Alright. Here's the lake down here that we're looking for, where we can find bison. Now, the thing about this is we're going to have to protect our bison all the way back home. Because things like wolves and bears will try to kill your baby animals. It's Tyrannus over there. I don't want to deal with him. Yeah, this is another place I like to build often. There's a lot of good flat area around here to build. You've got water. Easy access to the desert over that way. You know, in general, it's a nice area. I think there's also a couple large caves. Like, I think that's a large cave over there. That's not what I'm here for today. Is that a sulfur deep mine? It looks like a sulfur deep mine. Hold on. Oh. Got something going on over here. Oh, we got a black wolf. Ow. That hurts. Hold on. What kind of injury is that? It's a hemorrhage. Come on. Come on, stop it. Alright. Where's the... Hey, hey. Come here, horse. Horse. Get away from my horse. Good lord. Alright, so that's one of the boss creatures. Oh, he drops exotics now. That's a change. Alright. How you doing, Benedict? Wow, Benedict, you are actually fine. Oh, dude. Like, stone? We don't need stone. Exotics we need. We need exotics. There we go. And you leveled up. And cargo hauling. There we go. More cargo space. More exotics for you, Benedict. It's a good horse. Black wolf fur, black wolf fang. What is this other thing we got? What is this? Legendary biomass. I don't even know what that's for. I mean, that is brand new to me. That's why I'm glad I found this shotgun. Alright. They've moved his spawn. That's not where he used to spawn. He used to be like over here. The black wolf. Alright. That was new. Oh, there's the bison. Hello, bud. How you doing? Hello, buffalo. How you doing, bud? Let me reload this real quick. Alright, we're going to take all that with us. Take the bones with us. Alright. Hey, buddy. You're going to come over here. Come on. Alright. Back home now. Whew. Let's top off my foods really quick. There we go. Get a little bit of health regen going. Not what I was expecting down here, but this has been a great payday, though. How's that XP? It's okay XP. Not great XP, but it's okay. But it is a sulfur deep mine right here. That's nice. Don't know that I want to travel this far for sulfur, but it's good to know there's one here. Another bison over here. Thankfully, bisons are not aggressive. The bee tree next to said bison is aggressive, though. As is the moa. It's one of those moa. Those can be aggressive. You can also tame these, by the way. These also make good, fast mounts. But that is not over here. Grab my arrows back. I'll go ahead and take all that from the bees. There we go. And we are maxed out on, like, just stuff. No, wolf. Wolf. Shouldn't have come this way, wolf. Alright. Not getting my bison. My bison is too important for you, wolf. That's a bear. I'm gonna give the bear a nice wide berth. Because while I can fight the bear, I don't know that I can fight the bear and protect the bison. There we go. So that's not another wolf up here. Or bear. What are you? It is another wolf. Okay, well. He's wandering away from us, so he can just stay over there. There we go. Okay. Alright. The trick to taming baby animals, like, we gotta lead them out of here. Benedict, what's going on? Come on. Where are you going? What are you doing, Benedict? There you are. He was just standing back there next to that tree. Oh, no idea what was going on with Benedict. This is a good opportunity for chat to chime in. What do we name the bison? What do we name the new member of our crew here? There's another wolf down there. I'm gonna have to watch that wolf. Looks like he got stuck on the hill. That's fine. Now where are we at? So we're down here? Okay, perfect. There's another moa down here. But we'll just give that moa a bit of a wide berth as well. That is one of the reasons I kind of settled where I did. Because while I have wolves in the area, I don't really have, like, bears. And bears can be dangerous. Quite dangerous. Especially if it's like a polar bear. Polar bears are very dangerous in this game. They're not the most dangerous thing, but they are pretty dangerous. It's another wolf over there. And my bow is about to break. I feel bad killing all these wolves, because I like dogs. But I also can't have it eating my new bison. I was kind of hoping to find some wild boars while we're out and about. Because I wanted bacon. But no such luck. Ooh, we got another deep mine. What's this? What's this? You are stone. Okay, yeah, just stone. Now, to be fair, there are times in this game where you do want a stone deep mine. There's also plenty of times where you don't. I feel like that's another bee tree over there. Just has that look about it. What do we have over here? It's a rabbit. Okay. I don't care about rabbits. Rabbit's fine. Alright, where are we at map-wise? So we want to go more south this time. I think that'll be an easier pass for my deer animals. That is one disadvantage of the bison, especially once you attach a cart to it, is it will get caught on weird terrain sometimes. So you kind of have to plan your routes if you're going to use the cart here. Which is why the whole reason I want the bison. Benedict's going to be my adventuring horse. The bison's going to be my mining and resource gathering buddy. So, be considering that when you all suggest names for the bison. I definitely feel like there's a cave over in that cliff somewhere. Heard something back there. It was just a deer. Okay. Where are we at map-wise here? So we're getting close. We're going to head for that gap right there. I think there's a cave right there. If I remember correctly. There's that geyser we saw earlier. Erupting now, actually, too. I think I'll do an enzyme geyser at some point during this series. Just so people can see what that's about. Like, I don't have any of the text for it right now. Like, my character couldn't even try it if he wanted to. That looks like a bear over there. Is that a bear over there, or is that just a deer? That might just be a deer. Bears don't normally have little ones following them in this game, so at least I've never seen them. You can find bear cubs in this game, and they are vicious in this game. Like, The advantage of the big bears is you can see them and, you know, aim your bow at them. Bear cubs may have, like, fewer hit points, but they tend to be fast and aggressive. What is that? That's a horse. Okay. Horse is fine. Maybe horse is fine. Maybe horse is not fine. Now horse is fine. Now horse is not a threat. And my bow is done. Alright. Well, can I even fix my bow? Yeah, I can't fix it without being at the anvil. Should have fixed it before we left. Hindsight's 20/20. At least we have the shotgun for backup. But let me tell you, the durability on the shotgun is not great. Oh! I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. That's an oxide deep mine. Alright, that's worth setting up like a little outpost down here for. Since you need oxide to make oxygen. That's kind of cool. I don't think I'd seen one. I wasn't sure they actually existed. And once we get back to base, I'll also show you what you do with the exotics, now that we have some. We actually got a decent load of exotics on this mission that I was not expecting to find. Gotta figure out what I do with the exotic biomatter thing. Might have to finish his mission first before I can figure out what to do with that. Oh, we got another deep mine here. What's this one? This is iron. We finally found an iron deep mine. Down here at the end of this cave. That's a long trip for a deep mine, but since we'll have a bison and a cargo horse, it'd be worth it to come down here and set up a mining outpost for both the oxide and the iron. So that'll keep us in resources. Or, you know, iron and steel. I mean, we'll still need, like, charcoal and stuff for making steel, but charcoal's easy enough. We got trees everywhere. We're in a forest. And we also have a sulfur one down this direction, too, somewhere up there. And we got salt. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. And we got a silica one next to the base. So that's, yeah, we kind of got everything. Yep, some of my meat spoiled. That's what that thing was that fell on the ground in front of me. Some of my meat going bad. Alright, how we doing? How we doing? Alright, we're going the right way. Good, good, good. I can't believe I missed that, wolf. Good lord, this is an inaccurate gun. What is the effective range on this? Awful. That's what it is. Good lord. Like, I know shotguns are not meant to be, like... Actually, no, wait. I'm using slugs. This is a long-distance version of a shell. I tell you, someone who knows quite a bit about guns, I know for a fact that a slug will travel quite accurately at that range. The one thing if it was like buckshot, right? Buckshot, I'd understand. You can get some weird patterns. I watched a guy miss a 6-foot rattlesnake at 3 feet with buckshot, just because of the pattern that the buckshot was spilling out at. Now, to be fair, the guy was using a sawed-off shotgun with pistol grips, so it was horribly inaccurate to begin with. You know, so it was so bad that, you know, my father and I were like, bro, stop wasting your shotgun shells. You know, we can just go over to our truck and, you know, get our pistol and deal with the snake if it's that big of a concern, man. But he wasn't having it. He was bound and determined to kill that snake. It's that salt deposit we found earlier, which is right here, which is good to know. So the reason salt's important in this game is for certain craftings on foodstuffs. Specifically, you can use it to make certain food items, as well as you can use it to preserve your food items without refrigeration. Matter of fact, back at my home base here that we're heading back to, I have a salting station to do that. And that's what it means when you look at my stuff and you see how it's got this kind of like golden highlight around the food, and it says preserved. It doubles the spoil timer on your food when you salt it. And it's just 1 salt per food item, which is nice and easy. You can also just find salt rocks on the surface, which is where I've gotten all my salt so far. Man, it's real lucky that I found the shotgun. And like 50 rounds for it. I'm down to 15 rounds left, and 6 in the chamber, so, or 6 in the tube, so 21 total. So we're going to have to be very sparing with them until I can make more. That's going to be another level up before I can make more ammunition for it. The good news is we're not too far off from the level up. Alright. I think there's another horse over there. I'm not gonna bother the horse. Not gonna bother the goat. Everybody still with me? Yep, everybody's still with me. That's another goat. Alright. Let's see here where we're at map-wise. Alright, so let's swing off to the right here. Go on the south side of the, or on the east side of the lake. Oh my god, goat. Yes, I was right here this whole time. A goat screamed at me. You all heard it. Okay. Alright, that's just you talking to me, Benedict. Alright. We'll have to grab some food for our new little buddy. Alright, let's see here. What's going to be my best route here? I think this way. Can you all make that? Where'd y'all go? You guys at? Benedict and Bud? Where you at? Come here. Come here. Come here. Are you caught on the tree? Yeah, poor little buddy. Yeah, I see bison. There you go. Come on. Come on. Here, here, here. You want this? Yeah? You want this? Come on. Are you stuck in the tree? You're stuck in the tree. Come on. Come on, bud. Let's get out of this forest. I hear that wolf. Come on, you two. Let's get y'all out of this forest. And now you see the problem with the bison. They're kind of wide. They get stuck on things. They're great for carrying stuff. Bad at traversing. So I think I'm going to eventually build a bridge across that area right there. Kind of to this side of the lake. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to build it to, but I'm definitely going to build a bridge onto this side of the lake. Just to make my life easier. So I don't always have to go around to the north side of the lake here. As long as you all stay with me. That's what matters. Alright. There we go. We're almost there, though. There's home right there. You can even see the smoke rising from the fireplace that I apparently left lit. It's a complete waste of fuel. But you know what? It's fine. Makes it look like home sweet home. There we go. Alright. Rabbit. Goat. Alright. We're all good. No wolves waiting to ambush my little bison. There's a bridge hanging, or there's a deer hanging out, like, across my bridge, though. Alright. It's been a long journey, but we've gotten a bunch of exotics, and we've gotten ourselves that bison that we wanted. Alright. Oh, Benedict was hungry. Come here, bison. Over here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you were hungry, Benedict. You ate all the food. All of it. You left no food for the bison. Alright, we're gonna stop leading him around. Gonna throw the spoiled food in here. Get my sickle out. Alright, this is done. Nice. How are we doing? Got some soybeans. Nice. Dirt mound, tomato cramp, growth progress. Yep, that's fully grown. Alright. Come here, you guys. I'm gonna split this stack here, and y'all can have that. There you go. Y'all eat that up. Yes, I know, we're encumbered. Got some tomatoes. And we got some stuff. There we go. Alright. Our first crops have been grown. We can make some tomato soup. Alright, Benedict. I appreciate you still following me, bud. But just stay like here. There you go. Stay. Good Benedict. Alright, let's get in here. Let's see what we can make food-wise. Fried tomato. Gives us stamina and health regen. We can make crunchy soybeans, which also gives us health and health regen. Although this tomato soup looks fantastic, because that gives us stamina and health regen, and we are kind of, stamina is kind of our problem right now. So let's do that. There we go. And what I'm going to do is take this last tomato. What's it take to make tomato seeds? Tomato seeds, tomato seeds, tomato seeds, 3 tomatoes. Never mind. Alright, well, what we can do is take this last tomato and make some fried tomatoes. Cue that up. Cue that up. Alright, let's go throw the rest of this meat onto here. And we'll do kind of a mix. We'll do some of this into jerky. And we'll do some of it into regular cooked meat here. There we go. Activate. Nope, there we go. Cook that up for me there. Alright, and then the other thing I want is, like, where's my fiber seeds? Let's split that stack. I'm going to take, like, those, that. And we're just going to make a whole bunch of animal feed here. There we go. That was the whole reason I needed seeds. Honestly, it's just like all the animal feed. There we go. Craft that up. Nice. How do we do it over here? You need to eat, bud. There we go. Let's top them off. Cool. Alright. I'll just throw these seeds in here. Actually, let me save these seeds real quick. Yeah, so I do need to convert like half my seeds or half my fruit I get back, because I don't get seeds back anymore. That's a change I was not aware of. Alright. Good to know. So let me split this stack. I want to throw that in there. Come on. Make that seeds for me there, boss. We're going to throw this into here. Make some more flour, just because we can. Make some more epoxy. Make some more resin. There we go. Let's repair the bow now that we're back at home. There we go. Let's repair our lantern. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Offload the leather. And the fur. Offload the bees. There we go. Right up there. Actually, also offload the black wolf fur down to here. That thing and the legendary biomass and this. So this stuff is related to crafting specialized gear that's made from parts of the bosses that were before the Great Hunts expeditions. So basically you can get special crafting recipes by doing certain missions, and one of them's like the Black Wolf mission, which lets you make like a Black Wolf knife, a Black Wolf arrows out of like these claws and teeth and stuff. I have not actually completed those missions because they are hard. They are real hard. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Let's throw... Actually, let me see how much I've got on the horse before I decide what I want to do with my iron. You just gonna sleep? Bud is sleepy. Okay, well. Alright, let's see here. Wow, we did have some more iron. And we got some copper. Go offload this. So the copper we'll go ahead and convert into ingots, just because we need the ingots. And copper, you don't have to like refine it into other stuff. Like the iron you have to refine into, you know, stuff to make steel if you want. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw that 45 stack in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and convert the rest of this into steel blooms. There we go. Got another storm blowing in. How are we looking on rainwater here? It's a little low. Yeah, he's got some food. Yeah, he's sleeping. Alright, let's see our animal list. Okay, that's fine. Let's see here. Let's go put away some more stuff here. Oh. Hey, Benedict, let me have this gold, please. There we go. Just hold on to that exotics for me. And actually, let me have that rabbit. Come here. Give me the rabbit. Okay, you're not quite leveled up yet. You're close, though. Alright, let's see here. Process the rabbit real quick. There we go. Let's find a place to store this gold ore. Put that there for now. That's sulfur platinum. I didn't find any platinum. We'll just throw the gold ore in here for now. There we go. I'll throw my extra oxide in here as well. There we go. Gotten this mostly sorted. Throw that in there. Cool. Let's see what we got food-wise here. Now let's grab these tomato soups really quick. And this fried tomato. So we're going to salt these. Because that's going to extend their timer. I'm going to just eat that one. Eat one of these. There we go. Then we'll grab this. And we'll salt that as well. Just to extend its timer. There we go. How's this looking over here? Let's eat one of those, reset that. We'll go ahead and salt this one. Now, used to, like, this stringy meat, this gamey meat, they used to all give you the same stats. Now they give you slightly different stats. Like, this one gives you attack speed, this one gives you melee damage. But they both give you plus 5 XP. So you can actually stack these for extra benefit. Same with if you had, like, cooked fatty T-bone and stuff. There's actual advantages to different foods. Each food has its own advantages. We'll close that door up. And we're just going to sleep through the night here. Because it is, like, 1 a.m. We're just going to sleep. There we go. That's something good. Alright, and also, I'm going to set my spawn point because I never set it back from the desert. I just realized. That would have been awful. How's this? This is almost done. Oh, we're using the water out of my watering can to make the tomato soup. That's hilarious. I just realized that. Oh, man. Alright, take this spoiled meat real quick. While it finishes cooking the last of that meat. There we go. And we'll salt that up, too. Just make it last as long as we can. Nice. How's this one going? Same thing. I'm just going to salt all this. There you go. Like, I have way too much food, but it's alright. Okay, let's go ahead and refill my oxygen as well while we're here. Let's see here. I need flour, lilies, yeast, and tree sap. So let's split this stack here. Split it one more time. Take that. Those there. So there's the tree sap. Need lilies. Flour. Take that tree sap. Go. I think that's... What was it? So lilies, flour, tree sap, yeast. I need yeast. I think I'm out of yeast. Yeah, I think I'm out of yeast. Anyways, let's go ahead and make some epoxy. There we go. Oh, so I do have the recipe to make gunpowder out of basic fertilizer and charcoal. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Alright. Grab this charcoal here. Throw that in there. How's this doing here? About done with the copper. Nice. Let's go ahead and get these steel blooms processing as well. Always kind of need steel. Because all my tools are steel, so. Let's see here. Repair the knife. Repair the pickaxe. That's honestly the only ones that need repair. Cool. Let's get my shovel out, because what we're going to do is we're going to get some dirt. Need dirt. Collect dirt. 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 All the dirt. And that's because they've recently changed how fertilizer works. Now fertilizer needs dirt. Didn't used to. That's a new thing. That also came when they started making, like, dirt building blocks and stuff, so you can make, like, dirt walkways and stuff. They don't provide a lot of stability, though. I have another map that I'm doing on my high-level character, where I'm using dirt to make, like, little walkways across rivers and stuff, and it is not super stable. There we go. Yes, 10 spoiled plants and 10 dirt will make 1 fertilizer. So again, not super efficient. There we go. Alright. We go offload this meat, and then let's go turn in our exotics and show you all how that works. Let's see here. So in case y'all have never seen this, this is what you do with your exotics. What was that? Something looked... Why is that in bad shape? Sitting here looking at it like, why is that taking damage? Okay. Alright. Back to turning in my exotics now. Alright, so we come over to this lovely contact device, and we hit this request button. And it drops an exotic drop pod. Which is going to land where? Oh wow, it landed right behind the house. That's super convenient. At least it didn't land on the house. It can do damage. Where's my buffalo? Hey, how you doing, bud? You good? Yeah, he's a happy buffalo. He's got food and water, and he's taming up nice. There we go. Alright, let's grab all the exotics. Look at that. That's 70 exotics right there. It's beautiful. Okay. Alright, Benedict. Let's get you some more inventory spots, because then we're also going to work on your strong back thing. And then we're going to work on wild fortitude, I think. And then this grazing thing, I think, will be good as well. There we go. So now that we've called in our drop pod, which this has multiple purposes. It's not just exotics. So we can obviously primarily use this for exotics. But you can also use it to, like, if you have some workshop equipment and you want to send back to the workshop because you don't want to lose it for some reason, or you're about to end your mission or whatever. You can also send it up there. You can also use it to send your mounts back to the station if you like your mounts. Hey, welcome. How you doing, Aveline? Welcome to the chat. I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, if people are confused why you don't see who I'm talking to. So, I could be talking to someone in the chat. Your friend suggested this game? It's a great game. I love Icarus. It's one of my favorite games. I think it's worthy. I love this game. So, I'm about to send some exotic materials I mined back up to the space station. There we go. I get it. Hectic jobs are hectic. Like, you know, the way I find time to play games and stream is after I put my child to bed. I stay up later than I should. Yes, I do. I have a day job. I'm an accountant. Weirdly. So, but yeah, so that what I was demonstrating there is I'm playing an open world map, by the way. Late night streaming does hit different, you know. It does. But it's alright. And so now that we've sent those exotics back to the station, I could theoretically come in here in the workshop and use those to, like, buy equipment and stuff. Like, we could buy this furnace, which is a basic furnace, campfire, stuff like that. You know, improved spacesuits, some armor. I mean, cool. I mean, I'm in the USA, so. Specifically, I'm East Coast. So it's like almost 11 p.m. where I'm at. Oh, that's right. They've got firearms in here now. I could buy firearms. Oh, that's expensive. I can't afford that. I appreciate that. I stream on... Oh, thanks for following. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I stream on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays in the evenings most weeks, and also Tuesdays. Now, I'm going to have to miss this Saturday's stream because I'm going to be out traveling for some family stuff. I get it. Twitch can be weird sometimes. What about crossbows? I could get a crossbow. Almost. I could almost get that crossbow. These crossbows pretty good. I couldn't get those. Those are definitely not. So, I actually do have a Discord. If you go over to my YouTube channel, actually, hold on. I'll grab the link here. Hold on. Give me a second. Grab that link for you. Why is it not showing? There it is. All right. Show more links. Copy. And let me just come toss that in the chat there. And let's see if that works. See if that works. If that doesn't work, let me know. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's working. Hold on. We'll do it this way. Let me fix that. There you go. There's my Discord. That's actually my Discord page that people are welcome to come and join and hang out in. Yep. All right. I appreciate it. Again, definitely appreciate the follows. All right, let me see here. Biolab. Legendary biomass. How do I send legendary biomass up? Oh, I should have just sent it up to orbit. Okay, that's how that works. Let me request another one of those. Where's that one going to land? Do not land on my horse. All right, that was unnervously close to my horse in Buffalo. I just got invited to play Helldivers 2 by one of my friends. There we go. Got some legendary biomass we're going to send up. This is actually a new mechanic I just learned about in this game. There's been boss creatures in the game for a while, but this whole Great Hunts thing has added a whole bunch of new stuff for the boss creatures. One of the things is this legendary biomass. Apparently you just send that up in the drop pod as well. I was curious what I... Yep, oh, there it goes. Yeah, I can see it over here on the left side of my screen. Alright. Let's see if this knocks down any of the trees. This can sometimes knock down trees. Alright, it did not knock down any trees. There we go. That was my first time ever delivering legendary biomass. How close are you to taming? Yeah, you're pretty close. Do you have any food left? Yep, got food left. Water left. Good, good. My animals are good. Alright. Let me go check something on my Discord since I just saw that you just joined there. Make sure you got the right access levels. And you do. Good. It auto-assigned you the access you're supposed to have. That's what I want to see. Alright. I want this fertilizer here because we're going to go make some gunpowder. See about making some more ammunition here. That's the wrong thing. Need this. There we go. Let's max that out. Make me some gunpowder. Can I make the shotgun casings? I can. Alright. I need some more epoxy. Oh, wow. Didn't realize how much epoxy that took. Hold on. Let's put that stack. Take that one. Take the gunpowder. Throw that in there and throw that in there. And we'll just make like 10 casings, I think. Because I don't use up all my epoxy. That'll give me 50 shotgun shells. Still have to get like pellets in them. Dude? What's up, dude? I'm just talking through the stuff I'm doing in the game. Can I have my own Discord? Not server? I mean, I'm in the server, so like you should be able to find me. It is more easy. Are you trying to? You're not like, no. I mean, you can just message me through the Discord. You should be able to see me on the server. All right, let me grab this here and refill my water. There we go. Cool. All right, I made progress there. How close are we to leveling? Yeah, that's my server. I run that server. I'm in that server. You should be able to see me in the members. Can I follow you on Discord? Let's see here. I'll have to do that after the stream. Okay? Alright. Where am I going here? Got my bow back. So let's do... Yeah, we'll cut down some more trees, because I think I want to work on improving my bridge setup. So trees and rocks, I think, is what we're going to do. Now, I don't really like interrupting my stream too much to do too much of that. Have any goals related to streaming? Well, of course I do. I prefer this to become my my main job, or just make a little bit of money on the side. But, you know, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, I actually just got my YouTube monetized the other day. Super excited about that. It's made me $2. But you know what? We're sitting here playing video games for people and just talking to people. I'm not going to complain. Oh, good. My buffalo's done taming. How you doing, Buffalo? Alright. Your followers, and they'll give you the benefit. Fair enough. I appreciate that. Alright, did anyone come up with name suggestions for my Buffalo? Because I haven't seen any. Oh no, my channel's definitely very plain. I gotta work on that some. Like, absolutely admit that that's a thing that I gotta work on. Alright. Presentation does matter. But let's focus on the stream for now. Not the business side of things. Alright. Well, since we've gotten no suggestions for names... Yeah, that's kind of what I figured was going on, is you were going to try and help me with that. Let's not do that in the middle of my stream, alright? I don't like people, you know, trying to sell me stuff in the middle of my stream and sell me services and whatnot. Alright, let's see here. What's a good name for Mr. Buffalo? I mean, we could leave it at Aristotle. That's a pretty cool name. I do like Aristotle. It's a great name. But we should definitely do something. We're going to call him Cargo Bob. Or Cargo Pack. Because that's what he is. He's just a cargo pack. There we go. Yeah, feel free to share my stream and stuff if you want. That's fine. Alright. Let's see here. I need to make him a cargo saddle, though. No, I'm also running out of food for my character. Alright, let's hit that up. Let's hit that up. And let's hit that up. There we go. Consume one of those just to consolidate that down a little bit. Eat some of this just to knock off some of this stuff that's trying to go bad on me. Cool. Alright. So tech tree. Do I need to unlock the cargo pack? I don't think I did. Desert saddle. What's this for? Oh, I should definitely make a desert saddle for my horse. Arctic saddle. Oh, yeah, there's the cargo pack. I can see your chats. But this is really what we want. We're going to make this cargo, this wooden cart for the buffalo at some point. But alright, folks. I think we're going to have to call this stream there, though. We've had a fairly successful run. We've gotten a buffalo. We've leveled up once or twice. And it is unfortunately time for me to head to bed because I do have to get up and go to work tomorrow. So thank you all for joining me. And you all have a great one, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much. All right.